Well, hello, my name is Andrea La Cruz, and in this video, I'm going to talk about my trip to DC, Washington, and of New York. So, the first one that I want to talk about is Washington, and it's called that way because the first president of the United States of America, George Washington, who actually chose the place to do the capital of the country of United States of America. The first museum that I'm going to talk about is going to be the Newseum. It was a really cool museum because it was really interactive. It has a lot of information, a lot about the news and the newspapers in the world and the most important news that happened in the history of the world. Or more specific, in the history of the humanity when the man started writing. The second museum that we went was the Holocaust Museum in exactly the same place, Washington, and it was really kind of a serious museum because of the theme that the proper museum treat, and we can actually take pictures in there. We also went to the Pentagon, and I think from all the trip that was my favorite museum or place that we visit, because the guys who attended us on the Pentagon were really funny and really gave us a lot of a really interesting and funny talk, and the fact that no one can actually enter that easy to the Pentagon was really awesome, and knowing that we have the opportunity to be in there was really great. Another museum that we visited was the Smithsonian of Air and Space and the Natural one. The Air and Space one have a lot of planes and spaceships and awesome things, and the natural, it's not natural history, but it has like natural things, like it talks about you animals, it talks to you about minerals and diamonds and things like that. It was really pretty, it was really interesting, and it was really interactive too. We also went to the Capitol and the Congress Library, which are connected. And I think the library is awesome. It has a lot of books, and it got the personal library of Thomas Jefferson, that are books that nowhere in the world exist, only there. We also went to the Organization of American States, that I did not knew that exist, to be pretty honest. And it was really awesome because we knew that Mexico was well represented, and well, it was really interesting to see how they solved the problems, like the Venezuela problem or any other problems that any state or country in America could ever have. We also went to the obelisk, to the Lincoln Memorial, and I think that the Lincoln Memorial is really awesome because I think Lincoln was one of the most important presidents in the United States, and the obelisk is really pretty, and I think it's one of the signatures from DC. And we think that we saw Obama, we are not sure about it, but I'm gonna let you a clip about it. In general, I think that DC was really awesome. It's a really pretty city. It's really organized. It's really clean. It has a lot of history. The fact that it has memorials of the Army one or Roosevelt one. It's really awesome that you can know so many things in just one part of the world. And it's really pretty, really pretty. Now I'm going to continue with New York. I'm going to start with the country store in this day. It was awesome. And this is Times Square, but we probably will back in a little bit of a moment in the video. I'm going to begin now with the Statue of Liberty was brought by the French to United States. Next is the Immigration Museum, that half of the names of the persons that immigrate to United States. Just as a fun fact, is the one that appears in Hitch. Next we have the Brooklyn Bridge that connects Manhattan with Brooklyn. And next we have the Empire State, which was one of the biggest buildings in the world, but then Dubai came and take the place. And as I told you, we are back to Times Square, more specific to Broadway, and we have the opportunity to see the musical of Cinderella with the first time Cinderella represented by Afro-American. It was really awesome. It has an awesome production and I just loved it. We also assist to the 9/11 memorial, and it was kind of sad to see the amount of people that died that day, but it's awesome that they are remembered. And we also went to the Natural History Museum. That is a museum that appears on the movie of The Night in the Museum. And yes, if you were like me, you were kind of disappointed because you wanted to just see the things moving, but it was not possible. But it was really awesome that you can actually see all the things that you see in the movie, like the Tom Tom, that one he's gone. It's really awesome, but you cannot take pictures with him. I really want a picture with him though. And that was all from the two cities I visited in the trip. But one of the skills that I learned in the trip was to take the subway in both cities, DC and New York, alone, because one day we can actually take it alone without the professors, and it was really cool. I learned of the culture of the both cities. In DC, that everyone is really warm and really want to know where are you from and why you're visiting them. Of New York, that everyone is rushing and want to do everything really fast and take the subway and stuff. And that was basically all. I hope that you liked it and that you learned a little bit of my trip.